So the sun is setting out here in Holmes County, so I'm gonna go home for some sleep because tomorrow, bright and early, I'm going to work in Amish country.
In the sun sinking low, got the crew in the truck and we're ready to go. Hit the back roads, dust flying high. We're the kings of the night with the stars in the sky. Tailgate down, cooler full of ice. Got the speakers blaring, feeling nice. It's a backwoods bash where the good times roll, with a beat that hits deep right down to your soul. Crank it up, let the music play. We're living for the moment in a country way. Turn it loud, feel the bass in your chest. We're gonna party all night cause we're living our best. Crank it up, let the good times roll. We're taking over the night with some rock and some soul. Turn it up, let the whole world hear. We're making memories tonight, gonna last all year. Bonfire burning, lighting up the night. Got the moon as a spotlight shining bright. Dancing in the dirt boots, stomping the ground with the rhythm of the country we're lost and found. Guitar strumming, harmonies tight.
5 o'clock in the morning out here in Amish country. We start pretty early, that's for sure.
Crank it up, let the music play. We're living for the moment in a country way. Turn it loud, feel the bass in your chest. We're gonna party all night cause we're living our best. Crank it up, let the good times roll. We're taking over the night with some rock and some soul. Turn it up, let the whole world hear. We're making memories tonight, gonna last all year. Raise your drinks, toast to the night. Underneath the stars, everything's right. We're a family, friends and kin. Let the party begin, let the good times spin. Every laugh, every cheer echoes in the air. In this moment, nothing else compares. With the sound cranked high, we feel alive. In the heart of the country we thrive.
Normally my stuff is, see these squares in here?
Yeah. Meet my friend Marvin. Marvin was born and raised Swartzentruber Amish, the most conservative of the Amish.
Starts right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 squares is a full load.
Marvin married Amish, had children, but then later decided to leave the Amish. So where are they building this stuff?
All around the country out here.
Yeah. Marvin has kept a close relationship with the Amish from Indiana to Ohio, Pennsylvania, and beyond. His Pennsylvania Dutch is tight, and he speaks it every day. The Amish are highly skilled and efficient at manufacturing. However, due to their faith, they are very limited in how they distribute Amish products. While some groups, such as Mennonites, may own motor vehicles, the Amish generally do not own or operate any motor vehicles. This is where Marvin comes in and fulfills a vital need for Amish businesses.
A different guy.
That's good.
Get out of your way. I think you're alright. You gotta go back and look up the table.
Before we get on the road, Marvin double checks to make sure our load is secured. Today we are delivering some custom-built furniture and kitchen cabinets.
This is only about a half a load.
So here at the very edge of Amish country is where that old world craftsmanship, handmade products meets modern logistics. fuel, distribution, trucks. Really, it's the Amish economy on my mind right now. There are nearly 500,000 Amish in the United States, and it's really unknown the exact GDP from these communities. But that's another video for another time. Let's get back to work.
So my grandpa, I had a car, had to park it somewhere else, and then weekends I'd go get it.
Okay.
And
That your parents knew about it, but you just
No, they
didn't
didn't know
they didn't
about
know
it.
about
No,
it.
that was-
Okay.
And then my grandpa, he was a Amish preacher. He found out about it, and he told me that if I have a car, that I can't work there at that place because they're going to excommunicate me.
Yeah.
So I told him I sold it, and I did, but I didn't tell him I sold it just so I could upgrade.
So it wasn't a lie. Did actually sell it. Yeah.
But then he found out about that one, and he said, if I'm going to have that, he said, I can't work there. And I said, that's fine. It was at lunchtime. I got my horse and buggy, hooked it up, and was about to leave. And he came out and he said, oh, I didn't mean you had to leave right now. And I said, no, it's fine. I'm leaving. I went home, packed my crap, packed a suitcase, and went to Illinois with my car and moved out there and stayed with an Amish family there. They allowed vehicles there to their youth if they, So I lived in that community for 3 months or so, and then I went to Florida, and that's where I met my wife that winter that I was down there.
Okay. So wife was not Amish?
She was Amish.
She
yeah.
was, okay.
She was in her RUMSPRINga.
Oh, got it.
She would have been, look, she was 18. Yeah, I think she would have been 18.
How long is RUMSPRINGA supposed to last?
Until you become a member of the church.
Okay, so
Now,
if-
most churches, they want you to be a member of the church by 18.
okay.
So, in a lot of the communities, well, I know I was pushed by the time I was 18. They were wanting me to, join church, and I didn't want to, but I did. Just you try to keep the peace, so you do whatever they ask.
Yep.
But
So hypothetical, so let's say you're 16-year-old and you go on RUMSPRINGA and you're out and whatever, and then 18 you decide, okay, I'm joining the church, and you're in the church, and then 19 you get a knock on the door and you're a father from RUMSPRINGA. Now what happens?
well, back in my, I don't know how it is with other people, but I would have never. That wasn't even an option for me. Like,
Why, because you
I
don't
wouldn't-
like girls?
no, I wouldn't have slept with anybody up until that point.
Yeah.
I had an Amish girlfriend for 3 years, and we never were sexually involved. For the most part, no.
You never did the what do they call this, social board, the bed with the
No, I never got to stay overnight.
you never made it that far. In Amish, that's like what? That's like third base or something. That's a home run if you get to spend the night with the
Well, that
piece of wood
almost-
between you.
It might happen now. I don't know how it is nowadays, but when I was that age, when 1 o'clock rode around, you better have been out of the house.
Yeah.
That's the latest you could be there.
1 a.m.
Most people were 12. Yeah.
Yeah. But 1 o'clock is you're gonna get the pitchfork.
Well, I'd hear, foot stomping or something.
Yeah. That's a warning shot. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, okay, so I know for you, like, at 16, you're a RUMSPRINGA out there and, no accidents or anything. But I'm guessing it happens, though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I know a few cases that it would have.
So, 16-year-old kid goes out, RUMSPRINGA, comes back, 18, joins the church, 19, knock on the door, you're going to be a father, or you are a father, this is your son. What happens?
Well, you would be as soon if someone becomes pregnant, you basically be forced to get married immediately, or as soon as can happen.
What if so the person that you have a child with is not Amish, so then would they
That would, I mean, it might happen nowadays, but back then it didn't.
yeah.
I mean, nobody really, of my generation, I don't know of anybody that really was dating anybody, or we weren't out that far. We had our own groups, and most time everything was within the group.
Yeah.
But if you were a member of the church, they'd immediately. So if someone would get pregnant, you would be excommunicated, and then you would be that way for probably I don't know, like 3-4 weeks, and then they would basically have to make your wrongs right after in front of the church, and then
Give
get
them the
married.
opportunity to join the
You
church.
would not have a wedding. It's only you get married in church. After the services, at the end of the service, they would just marry you there.
Got it.
You
Yeah.
weren't allowed to have a big wedding and have all the extras that come with the wedding and stuff.
Yeah.
My nephew just got married the other day, and he had a big wedding, and big everything's a big deal.
It was
All-
planned.
Yes.
Yeah. So first stop just outside of Pittsburgh, actually delivering some chairs and a couple end tables to this home in this nice area here. All right, so first delivery is finished. We're just outside of Pittsburgh. So let's find out where we're going to next. That's interesting. So at what point of your life did you decide you were done with the church?
What now?
At what point did you
Oh.
decide you were finished with the Amish church?
So I got married Amish and everything, but then I was in the horse racing back in '99. Soon after I got married, I bought a horse out of an auction that was from the track,
Okay.
and take it out on the road, and had it on the road for 6 months or so. And I'm like, this horse is so fast, it has to race again. And so I found a trainer and sent it to him, and he got it going for me. And I fell in love with horse racing. So
Oh yeah.
fell in love with horse racing, and they had a problem with it, and I could never find anything wrong that I was doing, because I wasn't like I was gambling on the races or on my horse or anything like that.
Yeah.
But so they didn't let me. If you're doing something against the rules of the church, so you're not allowed to go to communion with them, and if you miss communion 2 or 3 times in a row, they're going to excommunicate you.
Yeah.
And I told him if that's a problem, then I'm done.
Yeah.
And
How old were you at the time?
I would have been 27, I think,
Okay.
back in 04, the end of 03 to. So I was married Amish for 4 years,
Got it.
5 years, something like that, 4 or 5 years.
And your wife left as well, or did she stay?
So I started going to a Mennonite church, and she didn't go with me the first couple of times. But after she saw After a few weeks, and she went with me too. Her dad showed her a side of he tried to buy us back. Like he said, he'll get us a house, he'll get us new horse and buggy, and he'll do all this stuff, trying to use monetary stuff to bring us back.
Yeah.
And I said, "There's no money that you can give me that's going to bring me happiness. I'm not interested."
Yeah.
And then he got pretty angry with everything, and she saw a side of him that she hadn't seen, for a while, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad for a minute there.
Yeah.
But once we left, we went to Mennonite church, and we were there for several years. Probably for 10 years at least that we went to that church.
Okay.
And then he even said that if he dies, we're not to come to his funeral, and we weren't allowed on his place, and just all this kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I guess that's okay. So whatever. But then they got over it, and her mom died, and we were there. He kind of softened up after a while then.
That's good.
But they don't, I guess one of the biggest things about Amish, they don't like change.
Right.
They struggle with change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Amish have survived that way of life for, thousands of years. So it's,
One thing that's kind of funny about my dad was, I think I was 19, back when I got the car, I was 19 or so. The phones that you pull the antenna out, and it's like a Motorola.
Yeah. I got one of those. I have one.
I wish I would have one. I don't know what I did with it, but anyways, I got one of those phones, and he's like, "I don't think you need to keep up with the technologies of the world. I don't think that's necessary." And I said, "No, Dad, it's fine. It'll be okay." And never gave me any more slack about it. But about 20 years after that, all at once I find out he's got a cell phone in his pocket, one of them flip phones. And ever since that day, we're text and call each other anytime.
That's pretty
He's
funny.
always, and I never brought it. I'd like to someday say, "Hey, Dad, do you remember that day when you told me that I don't need to have a phone?"
Yeah.
One of these days it'll fit in the conversation.
Yeah.
Just to see what he says. I bet he probably doesn't remember it.
All the people that run the township, so they know me well enough to get a plow. Snows overnight, they're usually here by 7:30, have it open. Three houses.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, so I was 15, didn't even really have a car yet. I mean, I knew, my first car, my mother gave me my first car, but so I knew, I had a car coming, but I didn't even have a car, didn't even have a license yet, but I was already thinking ahead. And so, I started at the stereo shop. It's like, hey, I'll just sweep the floors, and I at first I was like, why, you don't even have to pay me. I just want to be here. I just want to be around it. It's just, I was that annoying kid, it's like, and, but they're like, yeah, we can't just have you here. So eventually they agreed. And, is whatever minimum wage was at the time, $3.50 an hour or whatever, just, okay, kid, shut up, just clean up and don't talk too much, that kind of thing. And,
you talking about their stereo stuff. When I was 16 to 18 years old, I was one of the guys that I was kind of a broker in that. I'd buy all the Amish kids their stereo systems for their buggies. Yeah, I had the big sub in the back of my buggy. I had 2 big car batteries in the
Wait
back.
a minute. You had subs in your buggy?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Damn.
I had 6x9s for my sound. I had like 4 6x9s and 2 12-inchers and a big car stereo. Like up on the roof of my buggy, I had 4 to 6 inch box all the way across.
Yeah.
And I had my tweeters and mid-rangers and stuff mounted in here under the cloth that nobody would knew they was even there.
Oh, okay.
And I had a fake front that covered, because I had to hide it.
Yeah.
So I had a fake lid here. This side was to be open, but there was a dead space. It would only go back so far that it was open.
So you had your mids and your tweets
Had
up
everything
there.
up in there.
That
Had
is.
some under my seats. Had my subs in the back.
I
2
have-
car batteries in the back.
So then
1200 watt amp.
1200. So how would you charge it? You just have to plug in somewhere.
I'd just use one battery, and then the other one, when one died, I'd
Swap
switch
it
it
out.
over to the other one. That would last me, a few hours.
Yeah. Oh my
And then
God,
we
that
had our parties, and then I'd get my speakers and subs out and put them on top of the roof of my buggy and be the DJ for the party.
Oh, that is awesome.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Cowboy Revolution Clothing, for one of these cool cowboy hats. Use our discount code, The Thirsty Cowboy, for a substantial discount. Nice Midwest spring weather, back down to not nice Midwest spring weather. So,
Back to winter.
how many miles did we cover today?
480, probably about 500.
500 miles, one day, one big load of furniture.
Yep.
That was
about 11 and a half hours since I left my house.
a lot of stairs. We covered a lot of stairs today, a lot of ground.
Yeah, you picked a rough day to go.
Well, that's all right. Well, I appreciate you letting me come to work with you today, And for you guys out there, hopefully you guys picked up something fun here today as well. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, maybe I can go to work with you next time.
That's right. Go to work with David. Or let David go to work with you.
You heard the man. See you guys.
Grab your guitar, bring the banjo too. Fiddles and harmonicas, we got a crew. Down by the barn where the moon shines bright. We're kicking off the night, feeling alright. Picking and a strumming, everybody's humming. Toes tapping in the dirt, yeah, the party's drumming. From the holler to the hill, we hear the call. It's a country jam session, y'all. It's a country jam session, let the music roll. Feel the rhythm in your soul, let it take control. Impromptu beats and melody sweet. We're rocking this night with the country street heat. Fireflies dancing, lanterns hang high. Crack open a cold one, reach for the sky. Banjos are plucking, fiddles crying out. Ain't no doubt, this is what it's all about. The rhythm hits your heart, makes you wanna stomp. Bass thumping hard like a wild buck bump. Acoustic, electric, blending just right. This country jam session's taking flight.